Hello and welcome to How to Play Mexican Train, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will cover how to play the domino game Mexican Train. The video will start with the general concepts and gameplay, and then get into more of the details for the game. Mexican Train is played with 2 to 10 players. Each round begins with a different double in the middle. The first round starts with the double 12, the second round starts with the double 11, and so on down to the double 0 starting the last round. The beginning double domino is set to the side while players are drawing dominoes. Depending on how many players are playing, the number of dominoes drawn at the start varies. The remaining dominoes are pushed to the side, and these dominoes make up the boneyard. The set aside double domino is placed in the middle. The object of the game is to have the lowest score at the end of the game. Each round ends when a player has played all his dominoes into the middle. Dominoes are played into the middle by matching an open domino amount in the middle with the domino from your pile. Players score the total value of their unplayed dominoes at the end of each round. To simplify this demonstration, I have reduced the number of dominoes for each player from 15 to 7. I have flipped up each player's dominoes for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your dominoes hidden from the other players. Player 1 begins the round by matching a domino with a 12 side to the double 12 domino in the middle. On each player's first turn, the player is allowed to play as many dominoes as he wants. Player 1 will continue to play his dominoes with matching sides. Player 1 does not have a domino to match the open 6 and ends his turn. Player 2 to the left goes next and is able to play 4 matching dominoes before being unable to play. Player 3 goes next and is able to play 3 matching dominoes. And player 4 ends the first turns with being able to play 2 matching dominoes. Play returns to player 1. Players are only allowed to play multiple dominoes on their first turn. From the second turn on, players can only play 1 domino per turn, with the exception of playing a double. Player 1 is unable to play on his train and has to draw a domino from the boneyard. The domino drawn has a matching side and is played onto player 1's train. Play moves to player 2, who has to draw from the boneyard. The domino drawn does not match the open domino on player 2's train. Player 2 has to pass and mark his train as open. When a player is unable to play, a marker is placed on his train, signaling his train is open. Any player is able to play on an open train. Player 2's train will remain open until he is able to play a domino on it. Play moves to player 3, and he is able to play a matching domino on player 2's open train. Play moves to player 4. Player 4 is unable to play a matching domino on his train, but he does have a play to make. During each round, 1 Mexican train can be started any time after the first round. A Mexican train is started by playing a matching domino to the middle double domino. In this case, player 4 is able to play a matching 12 domino. The Mexican train is marked and can be played on by any player going forward. Play moves to player 1, who is able to play a matching 4 domino onto the Mexican train. Play moves to player 2, who is able to play a matching 3 domino onto the Mexican train. Although player 2 was able to play, his train is still open because he did not play on his own train. Play moves to player 3, who plays a double 5 onto the Mexican train. With a double, the player who played it is granted an additional play, but the play has to match the double domino played. Player 3 plays a matching 5 onto the double. Play moves to player 4, who plays a double 8 onto the Mexican train. When a player cannot match the double, he is required to draw. Player 4's draw does not match the double played, and player 4 is required to open his train. Play moves to player 1. Although player 1 has a matching 5 domino for his own train, an open double must be played on before any other moves are made. Player 1 is forced to draw from the boneyard and draws a domino with an 8 to satisfy the double. Play moves to player 2, who has to draw from the boneyard. Player 2 draws a domino with a 10 and is able to play on his own train. This closes his train and he removes the marker. Play moves to player 3, who is able to play his last domino on the Mexican train, matching the 10 side. This ends the round. Player 1's unplayed dominoes have a value of 13. Player 2's unplayed dominoes have a value of 41. Player 4's unplayed dominoes have a value of 32. The player with the lowest score after all the rounds are played wins the game. If a player can play a domino, the play must be made. When a player draws a domino that can be played, that domino is played. If the boneyard is empty and a player cannot play, that player's turn is skipped and his train is opened. When a player with an open train plays on another player's open train, his own train stays open. A train is only closed when played on by its owner. A double must be played on before any other dominoes are played. Player 2 cannot play on his double. He draws and opens his train. Player 3 has to draw a domino as the double 4 is open, even though player 3 can play on his own train. When the domino drawn does not match the double, player 3 has to pass and open his train. Each player gets at least one turn, even if a player is able to play all his dominoes on the first turn. Once all the players have taken their first turn, the score is updated based on each player's unplayed dominoes. That wraps up how to play Mexican Train. As with most games, you will get better with practice, so don't be discouraged if it takes you a few games to catch on. Thanks for watching.